Welcome back, guys, to another 4skins podcast. We have Palesa, Veezo View, and Flex in the building. How are you guys doing?
What?
Great.
Yeah?
You asked the question while we're like eating burger. I'm like, oh god.
Well, welcome to the 4skins podcast, man.
Thanks for having
Pleasure
us.
to be here. Thank you.
4skins. It's fresh, is it not?
Raw.
It's raw.
Direct,
I had my questions about that whole thing, man.
Really?
That's the name.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's the
four
name.
skins.
Four.
So do you know what I said to them? I was like, why did you call it 4 skins? Because here's my theory, what I thought, but then I was corrected. It's like 4 guys who have like
Different color skin.
That's another one.
what I thought was the 4 skin. 4 skin.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's like gents who have a movement of either they're 4 or not for the 4 skins. That's what I thought.
It's a double on.
Yeah, triple entendre.
Triple entendre.
It's like one of those
It's a
things when you
take-home.
walk into a shop and you see a book that says how to do heart surgery in 4 easy steps. It's gonna make you wanna.
Like exactly like what do
I
you
get
mean? I get it though, but hey, 4 skins.
4skins.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
4 skins.
So I'm sure you guys know why you're here.
Yeah.
Y'all are popping. Y'all are so relevant. You guys have the goods. I told you, Palesa, I was going to say that. Y'all have the goods. Veezo, you've got the goods. Flex, everyone is talking about you, man.
For sure.
yeah,
You're an amazing producer. Veezo,
yeah.
they say you're the hardest working, most consistent artist right
Come
now.
on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Palesa, you're also consistent. Even
Yeah,
putting
man.
out-
I got some
killing
questions
it.
about your journey, how you got here. So we're gonna
Yeah,
get into
we're
that a
gonna
little
get
bit
into all
later.
of that.
Yeah.
But I think you guys are amazing, man. And so many people are looking up to you.
Appreciate it.
And I think people are going to follow in your footsteps, man.
What?
For real.
Yeah.
So y'all better watch where you
We're
go.
still
'cause
following
You know, the
footsteps.
idea of that is so wild because
Yeah.
you're still looking people and it's
Yeah.
like people are looking. Nah, it's crazy.
Shucks.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about it.
Do you guys ever feel the pressure that so many eyes are on you, and that you have to not only conduct yourself in an appropriate manner?
Yeah.
Well, how does that pressure feel like?
For me, man, it's like living my private life is very dangerous. You know, I don't like showing my private life. I want to show the rapper side all the time. Studio, this and this and this. I don't want to feel like, you know, people can get me. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? There's too much pressure of just living normally. Like online and doing, and you know, because hey man, people attack you for the smallest things, you know.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, I think I'm still balancing this because I'm fairly new to like properly coming out. So for me, especially with what I do, I try to be myself, but that also leaves you to like attacks and vulnerability because in as much as people love relatability and vulnerability, it's a place where people can attack you and hurt you the most. So it's still
that's real.
something that I'm trying to figure out. Like he obviously already has a way where okay, he thinks if he does this it's safe for him, so I'm still trying to carve that for me and say okay, this is my limit and this is where I'll go and where I won't go, just so that I have the circle of who I am and I protect it.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything outside is cool, but nothing seeps into this little thing that is me. Yeah,
So you compartmentalize very well then.
I'm trying to, which is what I'm saying. I'm trying
you're trying
to,
to.
because I think you've already got it done. Yeah, so it's what I'm trying to
But
do
it's
now.
50-50 because like people like seeing organic stuff also.
And
They
who
want to
you are,
see the
relatability.
real
They
you.
want to see your
know?
vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can go either way, man.
Yeah,
What about you, Flex? I mean, you spend most of your time behind the desk, behind the computer, mixing,
Yeah.
mastering. So now that you're coming out to the forefront,
Yeah.
you're in front of the cameras more so. I mean, today you're in front of the cameras.
Today, yeah.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Okay, I think for me it's different because, excuse me, I was a dancer like before being a producer, so I'm used to stage life.
Yeah.
So there was I don't know if it's a mind thing where I have a persona when I'm on stage, and then I go back to being reserved when I'm
When you're
when I'm not on stage,
Yeah.
and it's like I've still taken that quality now as a
Yeah.
producer where when I'm online on social media, I'm a producer, like, yeah, he's the guy. But then if you meet me when I'm chilling, and you tell me, hey, what you're doing is awesome, I always cringe because it's like my mind switches between the two. Like I'm confident, but it's like when I'm not doing the thing at that moment, I'm like, ish, that's a lot of, pressure. So I guess that's what it's like for me. It's like the mind switches between, when I'm in that motion, it switches between the two. So yeah.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Fire. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's a fire track. How did that collaboration come about? I mean, clearly there's chemistry. There's a lot of chemistry between you two.
You know what the crazy thing is with me and Flex is? Like, we're barely in studio together.
Really?
Yeah, so it's WhatsApp. We call it WhatsApp Studios.
We WhatsApp Studio. You know what I mean? Like, he sends me because we both have our own studios. He has his studio, I have mine. So we don't really have to move.
Yeah.
So I kind of used to like chatting and then he sends me something, or I can just send him like vocals without a beat. Then he makes the beat on top of my vocals.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So how does it feel? He had made a remake of What's Next.
Yeah, Drake.
So we put vocals on that beat, right?
Okay.
So then he just sends me the beat after that, after sending me the remake. So I'm like, how am I gonna compete with Drake? Like he's already put the bar up there. So I spent like 2 weeks on the beat. I had different I made it like 3 times, 4 times. Then the last time I got it, I sent it to this guy. He was like, yo, that's the juice.
That's the one.
Just like that.
Just like that. And I take a short time making tracks. That one, I took a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you battling with when you were making it?
The tone of voice, the cadence, the flow. I wanted everything to be perfect. I just didn't want to just do it like that. I wanted every line to make sense, and I wanted the flow change to make sense.
Okay.
And so I kept on like perfecting it.
Wait, you say you don't take long. What's the shortest time you made a song in?
Casanova was made in 30 minutes.
Like, get out your life.
Yeah,
Like,
30
I made the
Casanova.
beat in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to him.
Yeah.
And then 30 minutes later,
I sent
was
he
it.
sent the verse.
And you guys never did
And then
anything
I was
like,
like,
this is it.
Yeah.
We're done.
And I had just gotten my studio equipment, so I was in my parents' house in my room. I didn't have speakers, so I had to like whisper, but it came out nice. That's the thing. It came out nice, and that's how that one was made.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about artistic or creative freedom.
Yeah.
So what affirms your creative direction? Is it what the fans say, yeah, we mess with this? Or is it something that you come to the table with and then whatever happens? Or do you take your feedback from what the fans give you?
It goes both ways, but it's mostly me, man. Cause like for me, I can't make another Zaka. Everybody wants another Zaka.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't make another one. I don't know how I made that one. So if it just depends on where I'm at in life, my growth. What I want to talk about. I've been through this and this and that heartbreak, love.
Yeah.
I've gotten some money. I've been there. I've done
Lost
this.
some money.
You know what I
The
mean? Lost the money. So those are the type of stories I like telling, about my growth, so it really doesn't depend on what the fan wants me to do, but I also know that it needs to be pleasing to the fans' ear.
Yeah.
You can't just do whatever you want to do,
Right.
then expect people to love it if it's whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a thin line.
What is the thin line? Because sometimes doesn't it take away from like the originality of what you want to create as an artist?
It does, but then you see, I'll say whatever I wanna. Then Flex's beat will just make it down.
Okay.
Then that's where we reach the balance. Like I'm keeping my story straight. Then Flex is handling.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
You know what I mean?
I get that though.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Flex, have you ever like pulled the plug on Veezo saying, nah, my guy, let's go a different direction?
Oh, I want to hear this.
It happened once.
Okay.
Yeah, once. But at that time, I don't know what was happening. It was tricky. It was the first time I was like, ish.
Do you know what Flex does? This guy is actually
Tell all.
toning it down. I'll send something to Flex and he keeps quiet.
He doesn't respond, nothing, he's just quiet.
Flex,
You
bruh.
know what I mean? Then it's another topic the next day. Like, yo, no, bro.
But I sent you
Nah,
something.
I don't even say it. I just know.
Let it go.
I'm like, nah, it's not popping there.
Yeah, sometimes I think sometimes that happens, but I think it's because in the beginning every song was amazing, but then now because I'm used to the bars, I'm like, okay.
You're holding yourself to, like, you feel like
I
a
think
higher
it's because
standard almost.
holding to a high standard also because we start, like, for me personally, I study 40 and Drake.
Okay.
So trying to not mimic the same like balance between the music, but it's like the idea that the standard can't drop ever. We should like the music before the people do. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's
do I like
right.
this song? Yeah, I like this song. People, even if people don't like it, eventually, because it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think when listening to our own songs, you kind of have to be able to step out and be like, do I like this song?
True.
Regardless of how amazing the bars are and the beat.
True.
You know? Because they can be dope songs, but are they songs you like?
Yeah.
You know? Doesn't mean every song is whack. It's just a song might not be dope to you,
Yeah.
but someone else it makes sense.
Yes.
I relate with that because
Yes.
I also do the same thing. I have so many things I haven't put out. And it's like if someone else looks at them, they're like, this is great. I'm like, but you know, I have that thing when I look at it, I disassociate myself from Palesa and I kind of get it from a critical point of view. Like, do I actually like this and do I want to put it out?
Yeah.
So that's why when, I don't know if you're the one who mentioned No, the monologue that I made No, I get so afraid when people speak about it because it was so difficult for me to bring that out.
Really?
Number one, it's a very difficult message to put out. And number two, it's just me being like, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. But I think what allowed for me to take it out was, look, you're young, allow yourself to grow. And this might be a hard way to grow, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Because, right, when you're not comfortable, sometimes that's the road you have to run on. You're like,
Seek the discomfort.
exactly.
a bit.
Kind of
Read
run
through
with
the
that.
imperfections.
Exactly.
I mean,
If
you are
don't keep
amazing,
it-
Palesa. You're
I
amazing,
try.
and you're everywhere these days. TikTok is buzzing.
People say that
it's
I
blowing
was like,
up,
what are you
in your face. You know, co-starring on The Star on You Pick TV.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Thanks. I mean, shucks, man. Okay, truthfully, I was on set for. My memory is bad, right? But I'll tell you, I was on set for something.
Okay.
And sorry, I was on set for something and I got a call. They were like, hey, Palesa. I was like, hey, we'd like to have you come in for an audition. It's like, oh, you're calling me for I didn't audition for, I didn't text anyone. It's like, just come in. I'm like, okay, cool, no worries. They told me the date and time and I went there. And I went to the warehouse, the studio, Torch Studios and Parks. Did the audition and I found Gabo there. Oh, hey.
Gabo Timela.
Gabo Timela, because I've done some work with him. I was actually in his acting classes and everything like that in the beginning. Yeah, but I'll tell you how I met him. So I get there and I do the audition, okay, sharp, and I leave. And I get a call the next day and they're like, you know, you already have the part, right? Like, we just wanted you to come in so that people don't think you just came in and got the part. Like, you need to audition like everyone else. But yeah, we wanted you. Funny enough, they're like, we actually saw you from TikTok. Like, this shorty can do funny faces with her face, bro. What's... She does funny things with her face. What is she about? Let's see if she can, like, act out something serious. And I came in and... Yeah, that was the beginning of The Star.
That's actually
So
sick.
you're an actor.
That is.
You're a producer.
Yeah.
You are a writer, performance artist.
Yeah.
We see you bending your body
Oh my
on TikTok.
Peter was like, when I look at your video, I do this. I was like, I mean, Carl, you have to like say a bit more after that. Don't just say when I see a video, I do this. But yeah.
He's
Which of
describing
those
what
do you think,
a lot of people do when they see a video. He's not.
Well, I tilt my head and I kind of squint my eyes a little bit. Yeah.
Which of those do you think you prefer expressing yourself?
How do you mean? What do you mean?
So when you're writing, when you're producing, when you're acting, when you're dancing and twisting your body, what makes you feel alive more?
Okay, what makes me feel alive more?
Yeah.
I think it would have to be the interpretive movements I do. I think more so because I'm less harsh on myself with that. I heard this one woman saying, I think she's like a movement coach. She's like, allow your body to move. Just as long as you have intention in it, there's no right or wrong. Just move and express yourself the way you want to. And I think I've also tried to interpret that into different things that I do and also into just my acting, which is why I can smack myself in the face and say no for like 2 minutes and just have that make sense, you know, and it's a takeaway. And I like it when someone watches something, whether it's me, whether it's something else, and we all take different things away from it. I don't enjoy saying, hey, this is the guy that did it. But if that's not what I see, my opinion and my perspective is still valid. It shouldn't be, oh no, you're wrong for this. So that's just kind of move the way you feel. Whatever you take from how I move, if it touches you, if it moves you, if it does whatever, then that's fantastic. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I actually got a question for you. Have you ever been featured on someone's song and then you just crush them? Like your verse is just way better than theirs?
I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Because
He's like, yeah, man.
with rap it happens, right? There's a time you feature someone and then that verse is just...
I mean, when you feature a person, you expect to like up the track, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point
So
of the
definitely, I'm coming in with all sorts of fire. You know, and maybe it's too much. It's too much. You know.
Yeah, because rap is competitive. I'm sure there's been someone who must have heard your verse be like, yeah, I changed my mind. I don't want this guy on my song anymore.
Has that
Does that ever
happened?
happen? You're just like, nah,
Yeah, it's happened.
I knew it.
But I believe that though.
Knew it.
Yeah, it's happened. It's
I
like,
believe that.
ish, nah, we don't want to take this one out anymore.
But you know why? You know why
And
they're
you
not
know
taking
why
it
they don't
out.
want to do
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you ever been in the studio with him and you're working with another artist and you're just like, we are killing this dude? Like, yeah.
I mean,
Because you're the producer, you're not even
Yeah.
supposed to have that view, but do you, because you and him work together, you
I mean,
must...
there's songs where I'm like, yeah, here-ish. But again, it's all about practice. I believe that, you know, you can tell when someone doesn't practice. Like,
Right.
in art, in the more, I don't want to say concise form of art because there's no such a thing. But in music, the more you practice, the better you become. So it's like you can tell when someone practices. It's like he's a very well practiced artist, and you can feel it in a song. So sometimes it's not that he killed the person on the song. It's like you're revealing that person doesn't practice.
You reveal who does the hard work and who doesn't.
Who doesn't? Because everyone has their own steez, but then we can all have our own steez at the same level of practice. So it's like, it's not really about who did he kill them off. It's like you're just revealing that, hey,
Yeah, you gotta step your game
he
up.
didn't practice.
Yeah.
So I
don't
think that's
put in
what
the
it
work.
is.
Right, because you started off before you were called Veezo. You were Young V. The first time you started, you were Young V.
So,
This was like way back when you had just came out of high school, right? Just after high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was young big.
Because the first time I even heard Veezo, I didn't even know it was you until I saw a picture. Yeah, for real. I didn't know who it was until I saw a picture. I was like, oh, this is Young V. Like, what did you call
I
Veezo?
started rapping in that era where there was the Lils and the Youngs, and everybody had the big white T-shirt and the whatever.
Yeah,
So
I
my
remember.
name is Buyo and short Buyo, so I was like, Young V, why not? Let's go. So then, as I'm growing, come on, man. Young V.
Young V. Come on, man.
I'm Young V. You know, I had a funny friend, Gordo. He used to make a lot of jokes. He used to like remix people's names, you know. So Veezo was just a remix of some funny stuff. Hey Veezo, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
And then you had to
I
stick with it.
kind of like it, Veezo, you know. So a lot of people started calling me Veezo. Then when Instagram came through, my handle was like Veezo's View. And I'm like, nah, actually.
Veezo View.
You know, it goes. You
Yeah,
know?
then
I just stuck with it. I ran with it.
And it's back to you.
Yeah.
And you were based in South Africa for a bit, right? At the
Yeah,
beginning
for
of your
like
career.
7 years.
Get out.
I lived there for like 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah. What made you decide to come back this side and do your music here?
Circumstance, permit, gone, you know, because I started as a student. You know, I started as a student. I didn't get like a working permit to be a hip hop artist over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took some risks when my permit ended. I just kept on going there like every 3 months. You know,
Right.
Every 3 months trying to hustle. Till I was like, you know what? Money's running out. I can't keep doing this. I really can't keep doing this. I need to go back home. I need to make a plan. I need to find out what the next step is. And that was like in 2016. And I had been a rapper for so long, I had no project. Before I went home, I made sure that I had my first project ready, pre-visa. So I was like, I'm gonna go home and I've got this body of work, 6 tracks.
Yeah.
And this is gonna change my life. And I'm gonna find some lady who's gonna change my life. I found Zen and I moved.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I was under pressure. I was like, I know I'm going home in December. I need to finish this body of work, then push. Because I had been an artist for years without a body of work, just singles here and maybe tracks on the internet and whatever. Then I was like, nah, I need to change it up and enter Botswana differently, you know.
What was going through your mind when you told your family that I'm gonna commit to music? The emotional turmoil, like what was going through your head, your heart?
I remember I was accepted to LSB, London School of Business, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So this funny friend of mine, Gordo, he's a producer. He's like, yo, come visit us before you leave for London, you know?
Okay.
And I remember I took the bus and Drake had just released Headlines. That track changed my life. Yeah, I'm listening to Headlines
It's
like
one of my favorite songs from Drake.
on repeat.
Which is funny because I don't like any of his new stuff. So I don't like it.
But that one stuck.
He had just released Headlines, so I kept on listening to that song on repeat. I get to my friend's house, they're recording. I don't know, maybe I got some drizzy juice there, but I never spent like that in my life.
And then you were like, yeah, this is it.
Then they were like, yo, man, what are you saying about, like, you know, taking this seriously? I had to think for a week because, and I knew it would be, like, cost-friendly to my mom to stay.
Sure.
You know, because living there is expensive. The apartment I was going to go to was an arm and a leg. And she's just doing it because, you know, I'm her son. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe let's save a bit of money. Let me take a gap year and do this. Who knows? I'll maybe go to school and essay somewhere again and whatever.
Or make it big.
Yeah.
And become a rock star.
Yeah. So I just told my mom, I'm like, let me take a gap year. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Let me try to figure it out. If this year ends and I haven't figured anything out, we'll go back to plan A.
Okay.
Let me go for plan B right now. So that's how it happened. And within that year, I met so many people. I was even part of a label called Ghetto Rough Motherland Entertainment. I had a track called All I Do playing on Channel O.
Yeah.
I got nominated for a Metro FM award for Money Sex Clothes Girls. I'm with Delez, competing against Delez, aka this is happening in 1 year.
Wow.
I had no choice.
Just because you were fighting. You had no choice.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
I really had no choice. And my mom saw it and she's like, okay, you're serious.
Yeah.
You are serious. Okay. Let me let you do whatever you want to do. You know? And I haven't stopped since.
Come on.
Yeah.
And you've been on fire ever since.
Yes, sir.
I wanna know a little bit more about how you choose your collaborations.
How I choose.
Yeah, how you choose who you're gonna feature with, whose project you're gonna work on. Why Flex? Why not more with Stretch? Sandy, you know, some of the other guys coming up as well who are also amazing, you know.
Good question.
You know, I have a relationship with most of the people I collaborate with. Like Flex is my brother, you know what I mean? Even though we're not in studio together, like we talk about other things other than music, you know. And I like working with people that I'm very familiar with, you know. And Flex introduced me to a lot of people that I've worked with, because a lot of people want to work with Flex, and they're dope. That's true. You know? Yeah. And sometimes they go through Flex to get to me, and we make songs and whatever. So for me, it's just like, if I meet you through somebody or we have that type of relationship, we'll collaborate. Like, it's very hard for me to collaborate with a total stranger.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard for me.
Why is it hard?
Like, the chemistry's not there. Well, and I'm saying total stranger, I've never heard your music before.
Okay.
I've never heard your music before. You're saying you want to collaborate. How do we go about this? Now we start. The first question is always, how much do you charge?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Nah.
actually, what is your style?
Who are you?
What do you do? And what's the vibe? If I know your music, but I haven't met you, I'll take a shot in the dark.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I guess because I vibe with whatever energy you're bringing. Yeah. Then that's it. We'll never talk again. And that's the end of the
Let's make it bang and let's go home.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever met someone who you didn't want to collaborate with because of their behavior, personality, and you're just like, you know what?
Okay.
Nah, I'm not gonna work with this person.
So brand.
Yeah, you sound like saying age, because for me,
You're thinking about
that's a
somebody.
big thing. It's like I mean, you can't be rude or, you know, just the basics, you know what I mean? And those are the things that, even if there's money, like, I'm least likely to work with someone who doesn't have the basic etiquette of just being a nice person. So, for me, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I have met somebody like that.
Who you just didn't want to work with him at all?
Yeah.
And you
But
didn't.
not because I didn't like him. I just don't like the way he behaves and stuff.
Right.
Because I don't know him to not. Yeah.
Reputation goes a long way.
Yeah.
It literally deprives you of opportunity if
Exactly.
you're known to just be a douche, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what guides your moral compass then? Is it family, God? You know, what helps you decide what to do and what not to do?
Family, man. My mama raised me right.
I think
Like,
Shout out to all the moms, man.
it feels like a generic thing. Shout out to all the moms.
Some false person. Where did that come from? No, but shout out to all the moms. Because
Yeah, mama. Yeah. We love our moms.
For me, I think it's just mutual respect.
Okay.
I think respect for me is a big thing. I enjoy being in good company where there's mutual respect. There are people who are friends. You take jabs with your friends, whatever, but there's there's certain people who are talented in insulting a person respectfully. You hear what I'm saying? Like, we can play around, but I'm not going to become demeaning and insulting. And it's like, if I know we all have our respective things, there's almost a truth in every joke. So if someone starts to go up and say, oh, you're this, you're nothing, nonsense, this, you know, you go sketchy about it. It's like, come now.
Take it easy.
Right? Play respectfully. You know, exactly. That's it for me.
Okay. What about you, Flex?
I think it's more or less, it's a combination of both. Like, you know, the things my mom taught me about how when you, just the basic thing, like when I come to someone's house, don't open their fridge, you know, like,
don't come at lunchtime.
you know, don't come at lunchtime. That one is big. You know, call before you come to the house. You know, don't chill at supper time when they didn't invite you for supper. And, you know, so like,
That's
you
a big
know,
one.
those kind of lessons, and then going into like friendships where it's like, let's not just roast each other for steez, you know. Like, we can. There are things where we can roast, like, oh, you always come late, so that I can stop coming late. No, roast me. But then there are things where it's like, now you're touching my, you know, so yeah, mutual respect, all
Mutual
these things, just understanding what's funny to you.
Yeah.
And you understanding what's funny to me, and us respecting the basically boundaries, like
Right.
knowing, okay, this is a boundary that you have to be like, okay, no, don't worry about this. Then I know, okay, that I can joke about,
Yeah.
but everything else, there's still a boundary.
Yeah.
Like, don't overstep.
Don't
or-
overstep your
yeah,
boundary,
or
man.
impose. Yeah, like
Know your
imposing
people.
yourself. Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, know your people.
Yeah, but you're working in an industry with a lot of egos, though, right? So you
It's ego driven.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Eish.
you must have to deal with that on some level. I'm
But
sure.
isn't it
right?
like part of the personas rappers come with? Like, in order to rap a certain way, you need to come with your big kahuna on. Like, I'm the king. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, I
think
mean, every
so.
rapper believes
Yeah.
that they're the best,
Yeah.
but yo, you can't just come. Can we swear?
yeah,
Yeah.
And shit on a nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be the best respectfully. Let people tell you you're the best. Don't come and tell me
Right.
that
I
you're
love
the
that.
best. You know
Right.
what I mean?
love
I like
I was
that.
gonna say it's odd because I don't get that vibe from you at all.
I think it's because I believe true confidence doesn't require speaking. Like, no one, I don't have to tell you I'm dope, because when I'm at home, I'm like, I'm dope. I'm sick. But now if I start coming in the room and I'm like, yo, I'm sick.
Right.
That's
Recognize me.
it's more of an insecurity, not to blast anyone who does that, but if you're
On a
truly
deeper level, I hear
confident, you don't need anyone to know it.
It's like
they should
respect
feel
is
it.
earned.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's work. Like from the work I've done, people say I'm dope, but not me going on Twitter and saying I'm the best.
Yeah.
That's why I cringe. Like it would be very cringe for me to like now start saying I'm the guy,
Yeah.
even though I know it when I'm at home. It's
But you
So-
also, you don't wait for it. You don't wait because it's like now we'd be seeking validation for like, or waiting for respect or give me
Yeah.
respect, you
Yeah.
know? It's like if it happens along the way, you appreciate it and you move along. Because that's your path and journey of life and you go through that.
Yeah.
The people along say,
Thanks.
oh, that's dope, that's great. Oh, thanks, Shapo. Keep moving, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the thing I was saying earlier of I know I'm the guy when I'm doing the work. Like when I'm on stage, like when he's on stage rapping, he is the guy. But then when we get off stage, or normal people, you know, because it's not like you're gonna rap the whole day and be the guy.
But imagine, yo, what's up?
So it's the concept that you know
that's crazy.
We're all normal people. You're not an
Yeah.
accountant throughout your day. Like you might be the chartered accountant. You're the biggest accountant in the country, but you're only that when you're doing it, not when you're chilling at home. So it's like people. I think I've also learned as a producer, because you have to have patience to understand that for some people, they don't know that that's what confidence is. So you can't blame people. So it's like, yeah.
Do you guys sometimes think you are the people you are because you had? I'm going back to the mom thing.
Let's go to moms.
Because you had a strong mom, you had family, you had people around you who showed you the steps to take, showed you how to be, how to treat people, how not to treat people. Do you guys think family is a big part of that? Because like you said, like you will meet someone and they just lack basic manners.
Yeah.
And you're like, how does this person come about? How did you grow up like this?
Yeah.
But do you think it's because of family?
I think so. But I also think like we live in a time where it's a privilege to have that kind of a structure and support. Like
Yeah.
Right.
to actually have someone who will tell you, hey, you don't wear your tie like this, you must wear it like this, or like I feel like now it's more of a privilege. So that's why I'm saying we can't really blame people for not having it. We rather like educate them and be like, yo man, at my house you don't just open the fridge. Must ask. I must tell you.
Ask.
Or I must give you what I'll give you water. You know? Don't just
You don't just follow me to my room or to the kitchen.
yeah.
Stay in the living room.
Did you say you're leaving at 5?
It's 7. Oh my days.
Yeah.
Let's talk about BW.
Wait, pause. I want to comment on the family thing as well.
Please. You're more than welcome. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think for me, it's a bit different. Like, I was raised by a single mom, so my mom plays a big role in me and my upbringing. But I've come to realize that also a lot of the things I had to learn, I've learned from people I don't know. And it's people whose names I'll probably never remember. And that's okay by me, because it's how people make you feel and what people show you that really mean a lot. Even coming to try to form some form of understanding with my mom, because sometimes I feel like there's a gap that needs to be filled with our parents who are used to a certain way of life, and us who are now in the present and living with what we got right now. A communication breakdown. There's something there in the middle, and I think I had to learn that from outside to come to communicate with my mom and say, I'm a human being before I'm your daughter.
Me too.
And you are a human being before you're my mom. So I don't look at you and quote our problems in our lives and say, you're my mom, why doesn't this happen? You're a person who's trying to make it work. And I'm a person who's trying to make it work. So let's make it work together. And those are things I had to learn from outside, whether in a hard way or in a good way. But that's something I had to learn, and I had to find a way to communicate with her, which really brought a lot of peace in our home. So I think a lot of the things are like dabble for me.
It takes a village.
But also funny when you say that. Oh, I have too much to say. Funny when you say that. Sometimes the village idea can be oppressing. More than it is uplifting. So many people have opinions on what you should do, on who you should be, and feel like they should have a say in what. And as much as they mean good, it can be a backward thing that happens to you. And I have this thing where when someone gives me advice, or when I hear someone giving someone advice, or when they ask me about advice, I'm like, that person will tell you how they lived their life. But try to be selective, because what works for them is not going to work for you. And that's just the truth. And that's not the village thing, because everyone says, do this, do that, do this, do that. But everyone has a different way of living. And if they give that to you, and you start doing everyone's opinion, you're going to end up where? You're going to end up confused.
No, that's true.
You're going to end up in your room crying, basically.
I feel, Veezo, probably there were so many people telling you, just go to London. Like, forget this industry.
No one even knew that.
Oh, you kept it hush.
Wait, let's go.
We kept it a secret.
You know, like I'm a very quiet person. Like my friends I don't really complain a lot. You know, if I have my family issues, it's between my mom, me, and my sister. We sort it out, and I'll just tell you the next day, okay, I'm leaving, man. I'm doing this. This is catch you later.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, but with this music thing, a lot of people did tell me, you have to stick in there.
Okay.
You have to do it. Dude, you're talented. Dude, man. You can't just leave it.
So did you ever deal with trolls though?
With trolls.
Internet trolls.
I feel like that's an obvious
Because
thing.
man, like there was some girl who made me quit Twitter for like 4 years.
No, get out.
I'm telling you.
What did she do?
2012. I think 2000.
I can believe it.
No, why?
No, I wasn't used to it, and it was the first time it happened. Man, she kept on tweeting me. She's like, "Yo, you with your American accent, you think you're," and she was. I was learning an essay, so she's a South African girl. Every day she's here.
Did you know her personally?
No.
Okay.
No.
Never
I
met.
thought it was someone who's bitter.
Never met her.
Yeah, the reason I was asking is because Wale had a similar experience, but I thought it was funny at the time. I don't now. But what basically happened is every time he'd walk into a club to perform, if you followed him on Twitter, you would see someone be like, punk ass Wale, he just walked into the club.
You see what I mean?
I hope this nigga doesn't perform.
You see what I mean?
That's so wild.
Like,
They used to do this to him everywhere he went.
That's terrible.
And it's people he's never met. These are people he's never
He
met.
doesn't even know.
That's why I was asking, like,
I'm telling you, that girl, I even forgot her name. Maybe I'll find her on my block list. But she made me like not go on Twitter. I was like, yo, this place is so like violent.
it's
I'm
still
not even on Twitter. I'm not on
It's
Twitter.
still violent
For my
still.
sanity.
But I had to jump back on to promote my music.
right.
But now what I do is I never search my name.
You learned your lesson about that, yeah.
Like whether positive or negative, I don't search my name because
try it.
I don't know what I'm gonna find there that's gonna trigger me and put me in a zone that I don't wanna be in.
I get that.
I'd rather just continue. You know what I mean? Yeah, searching your name is very dangerous, eh? Especially if you wanna find out like, yo, what? Then people are
Saying something negative.
Then you start thinking, you start doubting yourself, you start
By doing that, you only
keep
just
doing
open
what
up the
you're
door.
doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff comes with the territory. It really does.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Botswana. Are you happy with the reception? Are you happy with how people have received you, or how people receive your art? And that goes for you as well, Palesa. Are you happy with how people receive your art? And do you see yourself staying here or potentially being here for a period of time to work on your art and to grow as an artist?
My first interview, so to speak, or article about me was from a man based in the United States.
Really?
Yep. He called me a monologuist extraordinaire. That was my first article. No one in Botswana. No one in Botswana was like, yo, I can see you're up and coming, but I really appreciate what you're doing. Let me just write something on you. Someone not even our continent was like, I see you from here, dude. I saw your video and I stalked you a little bit. I want to write an article about you. And I've had a few people allude to the same thing, that, dude, you should not be in this country, which is saddening, to be honest. This is my mother country. If there's one place I'd like to just drive and actually like soar, where you're born first, man. Represent where you're from. But it seems like we recognize people after they recognize somewhere else. You hit it big outside. Oh, we're proud of you, Veezo. We're proud of you, Flex. We're proud of you. But it's because American people were like, oh yeah, you're dope. So now we're like, oh yeah, you're actually cool. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes, but I'm chilling.
Yeah,
Far been.
for me, you know, I have my core fans, but the majority, because even after this list, there's Mdu's list.
Yeah.
So many people are like, Veezo has one song. Who is he?
Oh shucks, but one.
Yeah.
No. After all these years?
Like, these comments I'm seeing
what
on
I'm talking
Facebook,
about.
but they're like, yo, but this guy has one song. Who is he? This is the first time I'm hearing about this guy. And I'm like, maybe they're joking or they just want to promote hate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? And you know, it's like she's saying that, waiting for you to do something extreme so that they can be behind you and say, yo, that's our boy from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're also like, as much as we are Botswana, like we are internationally what's the word? There's a word for it, man.
Like global citizens?
Not
or what?
recognized. Like the way we work is worldwide. You know what I mean?
Standard,
It's
yeah.
international standard. You know what I mean? We're not just like based at home and targeting people at home. When we do blow, it's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be ridiculous. And maybe people back home don't understand it yet. They want you to do things that are home-like. You know what I mean? They
That are
don't.
familiar to them.
Yeah. Why don't you do this? Why don't you spit a bit of Motswako so that you can do this? Why don't you feature with this person or whatever? Why don't you
You know,
leave me
on
alone?
that note, that's actually what I always felt was the issue with someone like Yao Bannerman. I always felt like his music was great, but I wasn't sure if the local group here was going to receive it the way it should have been received.
But that
Maybe-
must be the reason why he's not here.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why he's not here.
Oh, did he leave now?
Yeah,
He's
he's not
based
here.
in Joburg now. Definitely. I mean, you know, things happen, but
Yeah.
he still makes amazing music, man. And I've always felt like it's international standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always thought it's gonna be very hard for people to get this vibe because it's like West African and whatever.
Yeah.
But if the right person hears him, he's gone.
Literally.
Yeah.
He's literally gone. He's that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
He's,
we're the same people bopping to Chris Brown, dude.
you know?
Yeah. They said, I think, Because it's funny.
It's another artist I don't like, but no, never mind.
We're having this conversation yesterday, like with our friends in a group chat, and we're like, there's a huge contradiction in Botswana where in the, you know, like the Apple Music top 100 song, Drake is number one. Then I'm like, okay, so Drake is number one. You know what I mean? And we're trying to produce at the level of Drake. We're also speaking English like Drake, but you're gonna tell us we're wrong. And then there's the other part where we go to school and we learn in English in Botswana. You know what I mean? Even Botswana have to learn in English. So it's like, okay, so we're then forced to learn in English, every subject except Setswana. But then when we decide to actually make music in the language we've been forced to learn since we were young, you say
becomes
we're
an
wrong.
issue.
But when Drake does it,
doesn't
he's
make
right.
sense.
Watching too much
Oh, he's
TV.
fantastic.
What's the story? You know what I
Is
mean?
that,
So
is that things people actually tell you guys? Like, you're watching too much TV.
Growing up, that's all I heard.
Oh, you're watching too much TV.
speaking American,
You know what I mean?
blah blah ish.
And the thing is, what's crazy is, like us, Botswana, we don't even have a distinctive accent.
I know. That's why it's such a silly comment.
You know what I
It's so
mean?
stupid.
We don't. We all speak like this. Like, we literally almost all speak like this.
Yeah.
That's
This
crazy.
is true.
You know? So I don't know where they're coming from when they say, yo, you're trying to, yo, what about you?
we're speaking the same.
So guys, we're coming up on an hour now, and it's
Oh no.
right.
Yeah, it's been.
We've got a
it's
bit of time left. But what do you guys want to say to your fans, your loyal fans, or your potential fans out there? What is it that you want them to know about you?
That the journey is not over. And this is, even though I've been in the game for so long, this is still the beginning. You know, there's so much we're gonna do. We've got a stronger team this year.
Come on.
A lot of things are gonna happen this year.
Alright.
And we're gonna reach that goal.
Love it.
You know,
Definitely.
don't lose hope. We still there.
And we're watching.
Yeah.
We're watching.
Yes, sir.
So far, so good. We love it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Palesa.
I'm the last one, Flex.
I guess it's just let's all let's not drop the ball, you know, standard wise. So whoever's listening to this, I don't know who's listening to this, but there's someone, and it's like, let's just be international. Like, there's no point dumbing yourself down because the guy next door won't play your music. Maybe Drake's neighbor will play your music. So we're gonna be the generation to crack the ceiling and be, you know, those people from Botswana who did it. Like worldwide, just like Burna Boy. Burna Boy is showing us you can do it. We can also do it. There's someone in Mogoditani listening. You can do it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
I like that.
Like that.
Man.
Okay, I've been listening to musicians and producers, so I'm trying to get out of that and kind of think in my own lane and be like, this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, man, I think for me, I'm gonna sound really kooky, okay?
We don't judge.
Yeah,
No judgment, eh?
we don't judge. I said I would say this in the beginning. This is a judgment-free space.
Yes.
Yeah. I think for me, identity might be something that I have to put away in order to create who or what I want to be. And that is going to go into my art form. And a lot of the people who are watching me now might not understand what it is a few years from now. And that is fine. Because it's who or what I am, rather. I want to live out what I am, right? Rather than be labeled as something and become that. So I think vulnerability, to anyone listening, vulnerability is something that you should embrace. Protect it however you will, just to keep yourself safe from those who just want to harm you. But embrace your vulnerability, embrace your fragility, embrace who you are when you are naked standing in front of the mirror. And that's in every part of your mind, soul, and body. And let that just be you. we're going closer and closer to a time where people aren't in touch with who they are anymore. We're afraid to cry because that's a sign of weakness, but that's you, that's your body either telling you something or helping you release something. And I just think even in my art form, because a lot of the time you need to either embody someone who's dead, embody someone you don't know, or create someone, or create a scenario in your mind. It puts you in different mindsets. So that's a freedom that I think every single person, whether or not you do it in front of TV, you should embrace.
Yeah.
So basically,
Flex, Veezo, Palesa, you've been on the 4skins podcast.
This has been wonderful, man.
Yes, sir. Vibes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
We're
so
not gonna
much.
do the chant.
4skins, 4skins.
No chant.
Nah,
It's been
a vibe.
amazing.
It's been
Thank
a
you guys
vibe.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank you guys so
having
much for
us.
being here.